14, Salford Red Devils 25 in a game that Salford absolutely deserved to win. They were all over Warrington at Halliwell Jones. Going into this game, the last 5 times these have met at Halliwell Jones, Warrington 25, Salford 22. That was the average score, 25-14 to Salford. No arguments from any Warrington fan going into this game. A little bit of a side note here. Let's talk about Warrington first. Is this, a bit of a hangover from the Challenge Cup? I'm not having any of that. Yes, we saw that Wigan, just about got past Castleford, but let's not forget they had some celebrations to do. Warrington should have been right back to business. There's no argument with that at all. The moment you saw the team sheet, Drinkwater played really well against Wigan the last round in Super League, but in the Challenge Cup final, and again in this one, yet again, kicking him and Ratchford right down the throat of Hankinson, never putting any pressure on whatsoever. They were too shallow, they were too long, they weren't allowing the chasers to get up there to even compete for the ball. It was really, really poor. I mean, no George Williams, it seems to take a lot of fight and a lot of power and a lot of, razzmatazz, for want of a better word, out of the Warrington team. It wasn't good enough at all. We saw the impact that Lachlan Fitzgibbon has on that left edge in terms of creating space. The lines he running, might not necessarily be tries that he scores or assists, but the lines of Lachlan Fitzgibbon, they were missing as well. There's no doubt about it. Paul Rowley saw that team sheet and thought, hang on a minute, Conor Wrench, Roderick Tai, let's have a little nibble at that. And they did superbly well, and that's where a lot of the joy came from. So congratulations have got to go there to Paul Rowley in terms of, maybe, I don't know if he's conscious or not, channeling the effort down the left-hand side, testing that partnership very early on. And of course, they got their just desserts with the Danny McDonald try, and of course the Dion Cross one. I mean, look, Warrington fans, do you know what? Burgess this is now the first real test for Sam Burgess as a Warrington coach. I'm going to pick out a couple of things for you. The first one is actually Paul Vaughan. Not since round number 5 has Paul Vaughan got over 100 metres. This is a man who's getting 100 metres for fun in 2023. At the moment, for whatever reason, Paul Vaughan is not getting anywhere near the 100-metre mark. Only 62 in this game. Is he carrying a knot? What's going on with Paul Vaughan? That's got to be a concern. Wasn't a great day at the office for Matt Duffy either. He was pretty poor on the day. It's got to be said. Yes, he's been in good form this season, but this is not good enough for Matt Duffy. He'll be disappointed. Didn't have a really good final. Didn't have a really good game here either. Not much. The only real shining light in this game, from a Warrington Wolves perspective, was young Mr. Holroyd. Holroyd, for me, some of his tackling, he was all over the field, wasn't he, Adam Holroyd? Really good performance from the young man. How Matty Ashton got man of the match on the tannoy at Warrington, I don't know. Adam Holroyd, for anybody with a pair of eyes, it was Adam Holroyd all day long. Warrington, like I say, some real deep thinking needs to be done. It's Hull FC for them next week. That might actually just come at the right time for them, just to get a bit more confidence back into the team. But there's no doubt about it. You look at the team, everybody's said that Warrington's a shoo-in for the top 6. All of a sudden, they're on 18 points. And, let's be fair, by the end of this weekend, and maybe 5th, it's not a given. Warrington need to find some form. They've been dipping, haven't they? And the last 2 weeks have simply not been good enough. They just seem to be headless, quite frankly. And, when you consider how their tries came, they came from a mistake and they came from kicks. Sorry, at no point did they look like breaking through the line last night. At no point. You compare that to Salford, who, quite frankly, looked like they could get through the line, and of course, they just look dangerous all night. Warrington looked desperate. Danny Walker going for 40-20 kicks. The cutout ball was on all the time for Salford. They were very lucky, Warrington, because I think at least on 2 occasions there was another interception on for Salford that they didn't quite rein in, and that could have been another try for them. So, like I say, lots of problems, a lot of desperation in attack from Warrington. Not the best defending either. We've been giving them lots of plaudits for defending over the course of the season. That looked a little bit fragile as well in this game. Lots for Sam Burgess too. Anyway, that's Warrington done and dusted. I'm always honest. I'm always honest. That simply is a concern now for Warrington. The middle unit's not getting meters. They don't look like they've got anything in the halfbacks when Williams isn't there. It really is very, very concerning times. And of course, with the likes of the Fitzgibbon, it's just concerning times for the Warrington Wolves. They need to do better, don't they? As for Salford Red Devils, absolutely brilliant. Brilliant. Salford yet again doing it tough in 2024. They haven't got the biggest of squads, but my God, do they deliver an outstanding performance yet again from Paul's team. You've got to give them the due. The Nene McDonald, we always talk about McDonald and Lafay. They were all over it last night. I mean, they were just a handful for the Warrington edges. And what I actually noticed as well, And this is the difference between watching it on TV and actually seeing a team live in the stadium. The amount of times that Nene McDonald's drifts over to the left-hand side, and it's a fine Nene McDonald punching power combination on the left. That's an interesting one. Keep an eye out for that when Salford roll into town. Yeah, Nene McDonald just floating over to the left edge. So they've got the two big, powerful units who we know do meters for fun. Nene McDonald 183 in this one, and Lafay 151. And like I said, when those two are on the same edge together, that is a handful for any defence to muster. And I have to say, when you consider, the complement of back rowers that Salford have got, I thought Sam Stone, just off the back of his new contract, had a really, really solid game. We saw the best of Callum Watkins in this game as well. I thought he was solid for the Salford Red Devils. We know that Parkinson's a tackling machine out there. He does his bit, doesn't he? I just think right across the board, on that back, in those back row places, they've got a lot of quality there, and when you actually back that up with, like I say, a double combination of Nene McDonald and Lafay, ouch, is all I'm going to say as a defender with regards to that. Mark Sneed got the man of the match from Sky, and you know what? I get it. I do get it. Sneed again, brilliant with the kick. 4 from 1 kicks on the night. He had a right good go at the Warrington South stand as well at one point. He was giving him a bit of earache. That's always good to see, a bit of friendly banter on the sidelines. But yeah, Sneed, really good. A good try and assist. He got his goals. But you know what? For me, and you might say it's a bit biased, I don't know, because I think the player's an absolute monster and a diamond of a player. I thought Tim Lafay was man of the match. I really, really do. Now, that might surprise some people. He only got 1 assist in the game, but it was his work rate. Go and watch the video back. The amount of times he had the ball and he was shugging players off. Warrington just couldn't handle him. The amount of times he was keeping the ball alive, making sure that things were going their way. He was outstanding. I mean, absolutely outstanding. McDonald was good as well, but I just thought Lafay on the eye. I thought Tim Lafay last night had a belting game at the Warrington Wolves, and for that reason, I'm going to give him the 3 points for this game, because I just think in the stadium, watching the game live, my Lord, did he terrorise that left edge of Warrington last night. And of course, that was where most of the joy for Salford came on the evening. I'm going to give 2 to Mark Sneed, absolutely. Sneedy for me, there is an argument. He was man of the match or he was runner-up. He's my runner-up. I like the gritty stuff. There's the showboaty stuff that Sneedy does brilliantly well, and of course the game management bit that he does really well. But Tim Lafay does the gritty stuff. He puts them on the front foot, and he was outstanding, absolutely outstanding. And at one point, I'm not going to give it to Nene McDonald. I'm going to give it to Dion Cross. I like Dion Cross as a player, a real honest player on the wing. Great, 2 really well taken tries. He ran last night. He really did 180 metres from 18 carries from Dion Cross. He had 5 tackle busts and a clean break in the game as well. I like Cross. I really do like him. I think, when they announced the team sheet for this season and they give him number 5, they were shifting him out from the central positions because of the acquisition of Nene McDonald. Dion said he was overjoyed. He played there previously in his career. He was ready to go. And he's doing a great job for Paul Rowley and for the Salford Red Devils. So Dion Cross, congratulations, sir. You're getting a 1 point. Paul Rowley's in Disneyland, absolutely Disneyland. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised to see Mickey Mouse, Goofy and all the rest of the cast at their training this week, because quite frankly, at the start of the season, everybody written them off, everybody bar Paul Rowley and the team themselves. And you know what? Everybody's going to have to start eating some real humble pie pretty soon, because Salford aren't going anywhere at the moment. They're really not. They're in great form. They sit comfortably in 5th position, doing really, really well. They're going to remain in the top 6 yet again this week. The only maybe 6th if Catalan was to turn Lee over, but that's not a given. But Paul Rowley, congratulations to you and your team. Brilliant performance. Sam Burgess, a lot of headaches this week. I mean, he said on Sky, get a very honest and frank interview. It starts tomorrow. They need to prepare well for Hull FC. They need to get a win at the MKM Stadium before that international break. Could Warrington do a 2023 and fall from grace? Well, there's only one way to find out, and that's watch Super League round number 15 next week. That's been In the Sheds at the Warrington Wolves. A bad day at the office for the Wire. 14-25 defeat at the hands of Paul Rowley's mighty Salford Red Devils. We'll see you later for more In the Sheds.